cars go down in value very, very rapidly. Like really, like in half in no time, right? They lose about 60 to 70% of their value in the first 4 years you own them. You turn $50,000 into $10,000 so fast it makes your head swim, right? And so you don't want to take that kind of losses if you can't afford to take that kind of losses. And so it holds back your wealth building when you've got items that you own that go the other direction. That's where the principle comes from of don't own too much stuff that's going down in value and then wonder why you're broke. You're not going to get ahead. These Chevy commercials, Ford commercials, these pickups driving through a mud puddle on a construction site gets all these guys to buy construction trucks that they shouldn't have on construction sites. These are work trucks. And so the guy on the construction site that has the worst truck is the one that makes the most money. That's just a rule. I had a guy come and lay brick on a project on our house one time. I swear to God, the truck wasn't worth $100. And I'll bet you the guy's a multi-millionaire. He was an artist with brick, and he charged for it. But, his truck couldn't, I never saw a truck that had so many dings on it in my life. The thing had the crud beat out of it. And, it looked like somebody walked around with a baseball bat, and it was like 48 years old. It was a horrible truck. And he just grinned. He loved his old truck because that's what you want to drive on the site, man. Just don't have money invested in things that go down in value if you want to build wealth. Put money in things that go up in value. See, I did this kind of stuff, y'all. So I was 23, and the car I always wanted was a Jaguar. So my grandpa, super conservative, child of the Depression, made me take nails out of a board and straighten them out and put them in a coffee can. You know the grandpa. We all had one, or we knew somebody like that, right? The guy saved twine. He saved everything. And when he passed away, he was a multimillionaire, and he never even invested. He was scared of the stock market. It was all just money he put in the bank. It was just money in the bank. He just kept putting money in the bank, and there's like $1 million in there, And I remember I knew he was frugal, and I knew he had built some wealth. But I knew, I'm 23 years old, and I'm a high roller. I'm the king of the world, right? And so I bought a Jaguar, and I think I paid $30,000 for it. This is 1982. It's a long time ago. So I pulled up in his driveway, and he goes, "What's that?" He'd never seen a Jaguar, I think. And he goes, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, it's a Jaguar." And he goes, "Really?" He goes, "What did you pay for that?" I said, "Whatever it was, $30,000, $26,000, whatever it was, I paid for it." He started shaking his head, and he goes, "God, that's dumb." I said, "What do you mean, Grandpa? You gotta be proud of me. Look at this car, man. Your grandson's driving a fine automobile here. You gotta be proud of that." And he goes, "I'm not proud of it. You're dumb." So what do you mean? And he goes, "Well, what's that car going to be worth in 5 years?" And I went, and he goes, "Man, I put my money in stuff that goes up in value, son. That's dumb." I was mad at him. And they just about towed that car when I was going through bankruptcy, and the repo guys calling me. I sold it like one day before they repoed it. And all I can remember is hearing my grandpa say, "That's dumb. This is dumb. I put my money in stuff that goes up in value, son. I don't put my money in stuff that goes down in value." As we've been doing this millionaire research, one of the pieces of data that we've discovered is by studying 10,000 millionaires, that the average millionaire drives a 4-year-old car with 41,000 miles on it, and of course it's paid for, and they haven't had car payments in decades, which is how they became a millionaire, because the average car payment now is over $500, about $504 a month over 84 months. If you invest $504 from age 30 to age 70, you'll have somewhere around $5 million in your Roth IRA. I hope you like your car. Our advice, knowing that cars lose 60 to 70% of their value in the first 4 years, is to buy a quality used car unless you have a net worth in excess of $1 million. Then if you want to buy a new car, you can afford to take the loss on it. But the worst car accidents do happen on the showroom floor. "Well, Dave, I'm always worried about buying a used car." Well, what are you driving? If you're driving a car that you bought 2 months ago, it's now a used car. If you're driving a car you bought 5 years ago, it's a used car. What are you driving? Listen, the vehicle quality is so high now that we get through 300,000 miles out of a car. Most of these cars run and run and run and run and run if you have to take care of them. So don't buy a new car unless you've got a net worth in excess of $1 million. Now, how do you negotiate the best deal on your car? Well, the same way you do a lot of things. There's a couple of keys to negotiating. One is he with the most knowledge wins. So study. Learn about that car. Go on Trader.com. Go on Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds.com and look up stuff about the car. Google the car. Read articles about the car. Look at different versions of the car, different packages that are on the car. The luxury package, the standard package, the two-door, the four-door, the different engines that are in that particular car. Learn all about a Honda Civic if you're going to buy a Honda Civic. Learn. People impulse a big purchase like a car. That makes you stupid. You don't impulse that. You study that. And then pay cash, of course. Now, most of the time paying cash means that you are doing a bank transfer. But sometimes you can walk in with the cash and just lay it on the table. I mean, $7,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever. And listen, don't get married to one car. Be prepared to walk away. Listen, when you bought something emotionally, even the most inept seller recognizes the body language changes. I mean, you guys know when somebody's bought something, right? Even though they haven't done the deal. The negotiation's over once they know you're married. I have to have this car. So just be quiet. Let them talk, the seller, that is. Tell them, you've looked this car up, you've studied a lot, this seems a little high. And then be quiet. Let them talk. You can negotiate online. There's a lot of ways you can do it. You can have the car inspected and find out what it costs to insure that car. You might be looking at one $7,000 car that's almost twice as much to insure as another $7,000 car.